Okay, great. Thank you, Mary Alice. Congratulations, friends. Give yourselves a big round of applause. You have made it to the end. I don't see any. There you go. Good job. You should be so proud of yourselves. This has been quite the journey, right? It's been a long time. Uh, you made it through. I know that for many of us, you've got life stuff, work, family, health issues, like any number of hurdles that could have stopped you from making it this far, but you made it. So I'm proud of you guys. It's been great to do this with you. You should be proud of yourselves and proud of one another. Um, so tonight we are just here to celebrate the fruits of all of your hard labor. The fun thing tonight is you can't mess this up. Like you did the work already. So if you're stressed about any of this, like Mariella said, take a deep breath. We're here to have fun with you and support you and celebrate all your hard work. And there's nothing to stress about. So relax and enjoy it. I will call up whoever's going next. So we'll be going on through the list that's on the mentor sheet that you signed up for. So you can know the order. Natalie will be first, Javier second, and we'll just go down the list like that. So you can get yourself ready. You'll know what's coming, but I will welcome or introduce whoever is next. You can go ahead and share your screen. Start sharing. As you know, it's 3 minutes, maximum of 5. If you're getting close to 5, I'll start gently giving you nudges. So maybe at 4 minutes, I'll let you know you're 4 minutes. At 5, I'll let you know at 5, and at 6, we will revoke your certificate and excommunicate you completely. No, I'm just kidding, but we'll give you a gentle nudge that you're over your time limit. I will open up threads on the Freyr discussion channel. So one entry, one post per person. And then I'll open up a reply thread for each of those. So if you want to show each other some love, give some affirmations on what you like about someone's project or just emojis or whatever, you can do that in the Zoom chat or go to the Slack channel and give feedback there. Any questions, comments before we jump in? Okay. Tristan, is that on you? Yep, go ahead.
I'm not sure I received the post-presentation email.
Yeah, it would be a post-class survey. It'd go to whatever email we had on file for you. If you didn't get it, then I'll take just Slack me, Tristan, and let me know that you still couldn't find it. Check spam and trash just in case. And I'll take a look to see what we have on file and get it to you one way or another.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Anything else before we get started? Yeah, go ahead.
Can I start sharing or?
Let me just check if anyone else, any other comments, questions before we jump in. Okay, Natalie, you're up. Go ahead.
Thank you. Okay, actually, that's not the one I want to share because this one is the one I have up on GitHub right now. And you can kind of see how on the top here, like it goes from everything being displayed in a single row to it changes the layout like to a 3-column grid and then a 2-column grid and then a 1-column layout for the menu items. And then on the header, it gets to be where it's centered with the image on top. When the screen is really small, but then when it's large, it plays on one line, and it goes from a flexbox layout, and I changed it at one point with media queries. And then here in the experience section, this top part over here called the dream and May 2023 to current, like that's being pushed apart with a Flexbox, and then this 2-column layout on the sublist is being done with grid, and then it's turning into a 1-column layout with media queries. And then if we go down over here to the skills area, there's little boxes over here. They move around responsibly because of Flexbox, and they have rounded edges. Then if we scroll down a little bit more, we get to the project section. If the screen is as big as it can be, then it has a 3-column grid layout. If we make it smaller, it changes to a 2-column grid layout with media queries, and then to a 1-column layout with bullet points. And then once it gets like really small, like when the screen gets really small, so you don't have an infinite scrolling effect, I made the visibility of some things hidden by setting the display to none. And then here on the leave a message section, you can type a little message here. So say, you can edit it if you want. It's new message, you can save it, you can type a new one. The blank space between the text that you're typing and the actual message gets trimmed out. You can edit it, you can save it. Then when you click on remove, it goes away. And when you remove the last item, the messages title also goes away, so you don't have that hanging over there about anything. And then I have links to my email with a mail to link, my GitHub, my LinkedIn, and my Twitter. And there's this back to the top links everywhere. I also tried to make sure that the text had a good deal of contrast to make it accessible. And this is the version that I have in GitHub right now. And I was actually working on a new version a few minutes ago that has this image on it. And the image has some CSS filters on it. And it gets cropped by the CSS because it's actually a lot larger than this. But I'm still working on this version here. And so you can see that in a certain stage, like the title resume is no longer in the center of the image. So I would need to work on that. Although the other one that I have up on GitHub, like that, already meets all the requirements outlined in the rubric. So this one was just a little extra to jazz it up a little bit.
Great job. Thank you so much. That was really clean. I especially like your styling, the fonts, colors, really attractive layout. Nice work.
So I appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, Javier, you're up. Where are you, Javier? Do you have Javier here? I don't see Javier here. Okay, unless I'm missing Javier, I think we will move on. How do I say your name? Is it Asa? Isa?
Isa.
Isa.
Yeah.
Sure.
You're
up.
I'll keep it simple. Hopefully, let me just start a timer for myself as well, just so I know where I am. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen. Before sharing my screen, I just wanted to say thank you everyone for this opportunity to study for this amazing 16 weeks. And I wanted to give a shout out to Ron, who's our student as well, who helped me. He probably committed 20 hours of like student sessions with me just to get me through the DOM section. And Haley, of course, they're probably the main reason I finally graduating from this course. Just wanted to say thanks. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen. Right, so let me know if everyone can see the screen. Okay, should be good. Okay, so this is the probably 5th version of the website I've made. I've made a lot of changes over the course of a few weeks. So I've decided to kind of go a bit of a different way, where I wanted to do like the landing, kind of the main page or like section, to be just pretty much about me, just like the little blurb text, little name, and like the say hi button here. So if you click on it, it just goes into email, so you could send an email to me, and the picture is moving. So I looked at, with my mentor, Abby, we looked at different portfolio website inspirations, because I was looking mainly at Elliot Thompson website, who was maybe one of the students in Code the Dream, I'm not sure. So I kind of kept it like that clean, minimalistic style, but then I looked at different portfolio websites and I got inspired. So I realized like, oh, I can actually make pictures move, and it's actually pretty simple. So what I did is just when you hover with your mouse, it just floats the image 55% to the left or like to the right. So it looks like it's hard to do, but it's actually really simple. So I'm glad I did that. And just regular header with all the sections that go to about, then they go to experience, and then skills and contact. I didn't write too much. I removed a lot of text from my experience section. Again, this is what I pretty much was what Elliot's kind of style that was going for. I just decided to keep it minimalistic because moving forward, I probably will switch it a little bit if you want to really use it as my own portfolio. So I decided to keep it simple. The hardest part was to keep this on the right. I know it sounds silly, but I really struggled with this section. Skills, just the simple, very basic, just the border. I used Flex for pretty much all of the sections. I did use grid at first, but I struggled with media queries and adjusting grid to different screen sizes. So I decided to change it to Flex because it's more responsive. Projects, using Fetch, it goes to all my project section, just like everyone else, very simple. I didn't add any descriptions, just keep it simple. Connect, so I did not go, I probably should have, but I left my footer kind of basic and empty. And I was going to add icons at the bottom of my footer, but I got so overwhelmed with my floating image. So I just didn't have time. So maybe in the future, this is going to be my next step. I'm going to remove this connect section that goes to all these links, and I'm going to keep them somewhere here on the right side. And as you can see, when you click on the image, right now I didn't clear my cache, but when you clear any of the links, they change color when you, like, for example, if I go there, and then it should change the color to orange because it's visited, like you have been there, you clicked there before. And then leave a message section. I didn't do a whole lot with it. So it's just very simple, like an old school 90s kind of forum style. Nothing
Getting
else.
close to 5 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm going to just remove it. And that's it. All done.
Awesome. Great work. I think we're all super impressed with that moving picture. despite you saying it was very simple. Great work. Really clean. All right, who do we have up next? Ron, and then Jason after Ron. Take it away, Ron.
All right. One sec. Make sure I'm sharing the right window. Okay. Does everyone see my screen?
Yes, we do see your code, Ron.
Okay, cool. How do I move this? Not too good with Zoom, sorry guys. All right, moving the thing. Okay. So yeah, so this is the layout of my project, the index, HTML, have my JS file here and the CSS file here. My page isn't, I'm really bad with CSS, guys. My page is really, I hate CSS, and my page is like really basic, but yeah, functionality wise, everything works. The nav links work. This is my, yes, I'll just scroll down slowly. So this is my about me section. Not a lot going on, just a small paragraph with the description. With the experience, these are, I think most of us did like put this in a separate span and then the dates in a separate span, so that when the page, so you can use a flex box on it, so that it, for some reason it doesn't do it on my screen because I think my screen is too small, but usually this goes on to the right when I use a bigger screen. I'm only using my laptop, which is a smaller screen. Sorry about that. My skills, they're all this. So with my skills, I just gave them like a shadow and like a box. Very simple. There's not a lot of them, so it's pretty much the same all throughout. When resizing the screen, project wise, I gave it like a what is it, like a transform, so that when you hover over it, it kind of grows bigger, and then when you click on it, it takes you to my GitHub page for that repository. I had the most fun with this section, with the leave a message section, because it was kind of problem solving when it came to especially with the implementation of the edit button. So that was a little bit of a challenge, but it was fun. At domain.com. And so now the messages section shows up, and if you remove it, the message section disappears. Had fun with implementing that, and again, I think when I submitted my project, the reviewer told me to make it responsive so that the buttons go down when the screen shrinks. So just to demonstrate it,
On your 3 minutes.
message So when I resize the screen, it goes into a column layout. So that's the leave a message section, and then I also have my GitHub link on the bottom, and like the just use the font awesome for these, and then because I'm very bad at design, use Bootstrap to make it look kind of acceptable. That's it.
Great work. Using Bootstrap means you're smart, not bad at design. Great work. Love it. All righty. Who do we have up next? Jason? Yeah, Jason's up next. Following Jason will be Anna L. on deck. Take it away, Jason.
All right. Let's see if we can get this thing working. Do you see my screen?
Yep, sure.
Awesome. All right, so I kept this super simple, and let me say, so far everyone's presentations have given me some inspiration. I didn't really look at too much of anybody else's design work, and as you can tell, I'm terrible at design. It's as simple as you can keep it, but the functionality is there. So let's go to messages section. I did not edit that to disappear, unfortunately, but it does work. The connect section works. It only goes to my GitHub. I did not put anything for Instagram or anything else. Skills section works. They all highlight just to draw some attention. The project section works. It all gets pulled in from all created dynamically, and then everything else pretty much is Flexbox. As was mentioned before, it's so much more responsive than Grid. And I was going to use some Bootstrap, and I hate to make excuses, but I did recently start a new job, and I'm out of the house about 14 hours a day for the past 2 weeks. And I've really been struggling with finishing this stuff up. So let's just keep that in mind for myself a little bit. But it is responsive, all Flexbox. As you can see, the about section, the experience, all the text, everything moves down. The navigation goes down to a hamburger. Bam, bam, bam. Takes you to the section. And let's get to the messages section really quick. Let's enter something, fake email. It adds. This is also responsive. The more you add, obviously the larger the box is going to get, and these will be if you enter 4 of these the same size, they'll just show up on the same line. But the larger it is, the more responsive it is, and the lower it's going to go. And then remove, it removes, and that's really about it. I kept it as simple as you can keep it.
Great job, Jason. I think we're seeing a few things in the thread. One, we like the design regardless of what you say.
Oh, well, thanks.
And two, good job pushing through after 14-hour days. I cannot imagine that. You said the project thing was dynamically created. What's that pulling from?
Well, let's see. Let me get into my VS Code, because
and while you're pulling that up, I meant to say, if y'all have questions about how someone did something, do you want to give time for that? We're doing pretty well on time, so we have a few minutes. If something from a previous project you are curious about, wanted to know something more about, you can raise that now or message them later.
Well, when I said dynamically created, really it's just the API fetch request, and then it just displays there rather than putting it in through HTML, so on and so forth.
Yeah, awesome. Great job, Jason.
Thank you.
All right, Anna L is up now, and Anna G is next.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay. This is my website. It looks like this. I have will deal with the blue theme and thin latte font family for all levels of the website. At the top, this is a photo and my first and last name. Below that, you find a navigation bar with the links to different sections, which are about experience, skills, project, connect, leave a message, messages. The links navigation bar led to their respective section on the site. The project section contains links to my projects to the GitHub and along with additional information about each project, including the date and description, date and description. The connect section, in the connect section, there are links to my general GitHub page. The message form allows users to create list of messages, and all of form fields are required. And users can delete messages by the remove button. At the footer, you will find links to my social media profiles, and the site designed to work with the mobile versions. Here's responsive design, and all the menu changes window size shrinks. While I haven't implemented working with the hamburger menu yet, I plan to do this in the future. One of the significant challenges I faced was figure out how to, with DOM element with JavaScript. Thanks a lot for my reviewer to good advice to comment out the code every step. And thanks to additionally for knowledge I gained in the school, it was a big challenge for me and good opportunity. Thank you.
Great work. Big challenge, but you pushed through. Good job. And I'm seeing, yeah, a theme among several of these. Like, don't underestimate just good use of white space. Like, having empty space helps the user not feel overwhelmed, and it just has a sense of cleanness and organization and ease of navigation. So that's great. Nice work.
Yes. I'm graphic designer, and my professor advised us not afraid to the big field and backspace.
Yeah, it's good. Awesome.
Thank you.
Anyone have any questions, comments for Anna? Okay. Thank you, Anna. Anna, you're up. Anna
Thank
G.
you.
Give me a second. I'm not very big on design. Give me a second, I'll move. Yeah. Decided to have very clean and minimalistic style. Got feedback from reviewer that I will need to work a little bit with fonts, and here I see it. And I saw a lot of awesome designs, and I see the places for improvement, misunderstood about skill list. I thought I literally need to use skill, but not. I will fix it. So you can see header and footer all is taken. The website is responsive on the format. If you go to mobile, you can see that you are getting the menu. When you changing it, it's responsive to. If you change in size, it changes its font size, and the bar menu, burger menu is gone. So also, if you get into messages, so let me bring up. Ah, damn it. Sorry, I prepared it. Okay. More messages you leave, more space it takes. I used here Flex. All website uses grid. And you can see if you start resizing it, messages are going to 300 pixels, and then it changes to 2 columns, from 3 columns to 2 columns. I missed the opportunity to put edit button, but remove button works and works responsibly. You can jump to the top and every menu responsive. Also, I have icons here, which is drop into LinkedIn, GitHub, and if you click on send a message, I decided don't populate my email for everybody and just cover it up. So the same way you can use it here, I duplicate it into places. So my projects have a name, the date of creation. It on hover over it changes color. When you click it, brings you to specific selected repository. And experience has grid too. If you go here, but okay, it didn't jump. I messed up here. Something I need to fix. Missed this part. The hardest thing was probably stick the footer. And I had some issues with margin. It was jumping all over the place. And if you go to Chrome, oops, sorry. Here you can see that grids align. If we go into the code, here you can see that I for grid used like I assigned the name for each section that I want to align, and based on this size of the monitor, I'm changing the order or the alignment by itself, how it gets. I decided to divide styles on the main style. It's how website look like, and then I decided to put in the separate spreadsheet the grid and flex. This way it was easy for me to change some teeny tiny stuff. For example, if I want to change size of the image, my picture, on the big screen, it's one side. When it goes smaller, the picture is going smaller. It means I need to change it in grid. And if you can see it. Yeah, fonts need to be changed, size of the fonts. Yeah, and I don't know, that's it basically.
Great job, Anna.
Yeah. Thank you.
That I like the use of the grid template, and man, sticky footers are they're
Yeah.
whole another beast. We should have a whole week just on figuring out how to do sticky footers. So good
Actually,
job.
my reviewer gave me very good advice where to look.
Good.
And I
Good.
like that he didn't give me suggestion how to change it. He gave me source where I can find the information.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. All right, Tristan, I think you're up next, right? And after Tristan, Becca. Tristan, let me just say, I really appreciated all of your comments and questions and feedback and all that on the Slack channel. It's great to see all that. I'm sure that you posting all those things helped a lot of other people that hadn't yet posted those things. So I appreciate that. Take it away.
Yeah, I have a few minor freakouts from time to time. All right. Screen 2. All right. Can you guys see my screen? All right.
We're not
So-
seeing it quite yet, Tristan.
Oh. What did I share?
Nothing.
I'm sorry, I have never seen this. It says share screen and I'm clicking it, but it doesn't do anything. Okay, here, I'm sorry.
There we go.
You
That
can see
works.
now. Yeah.
There we go. Okay. So here's my final project. I was able to figure out the sticky header, but yeah, I was not able to figure out the sticky footer. Yeah, they're a little complicated. But on my sticky header, I have my jumps, which this just takes you to the top, the about section, experience, skills, connect, projects. For my about section, it's just a little blurb about myself, some things I like. Down in my experience section, I don't have much coding experience, so I just did work history. And actually before that, it was lorem ipsum, I think's the word. So I figured this would probably be better for the presentation. And this did get changed 3 times with 3 different mentors with 3 different ways of doing things. So this experience section has went from grid layout to a flex grid. And I think right now it finally landed on making the list items min width 46%. So that comes out to having 2 columns pretty much is how much room minus the margins and all that. And then scroll down to the skills section. The thing I just found out about the skills section that I like is it's an array in here. And if I ever get new skills, I can just add them to this array and then they get added to the page. So it'd be really easy to update. The project section, it's where I use fetch to retrieve all my is this thing working test files when I first got GitHub and was trying to find out how repos work. As you can see, there's a lot of test repos up there. Connect. Here's the link for emailing me, brings up the user's default email with my email address and the 2, and then the GitHub profile. And then here's just a silly Simpsons picture. And then the leave message section. I like how when everybody clicks on these, there's just a bunch of random letters typed from all the testing. Submit. I think I did do a flex container for this, though I didn't do much to it. I think it is in a flex container. And then my Oh yeah, the thing that changes it from the hand to the mouse. I forgot I added that last minute.
You're at 4
Changes the
minutes.
cursor. And then we've got the footer, just the date. And then for most of my media query, it was just making it look good on smaller screens. Specifically the input section down here. When I was going to a smaller screen, the input fields were like way out of the box. So that most of my media queries were just adjusting that. And that is my final project.
Awesome. Great work. I had a question or comment about something about that, and now I forgot what it was. But I do like the random solutions quick.
Awesome.
Work. All right, Becca, you're up. And Marcelo is last, unless Javier has joined us in the meantime. I will check.
Go ahead and share my screen. Okay. So here is my portfolio page. I've got my navigation and my first and last name up here, a small little greeting, and then a small about me section. And then I go straight into like my experience, my skills, my projects. You'll notice that for kind of each of the headings, I put a little icon kind of right next to the header. I have a very kind of a playful style. I love illustrating, love Illustrator. So I always wanted to add little tidbits or knickknacks in there. That's just a little bit more of my personality. And that's another thing I did with kind of the color scheme. I also really like color. So I chose a couple of complementary colors as my color scheme for the entire webpage. So I go into my experience and then to a little bit of my skills. And then after that, I go into some of the projects that I have. And I used Fetch to get all of the data from my GitHub. And then they do link to actual projects. Go back to my portfolio. And then I have a connect section. I opted to put some of my social media and connections there rather than on the footer. So this, as well as the icon, links to my LinkedIn page. And then the other one links to my actual GitHub page. And then after that, I do have the message section where a user can type in their name and then their email and then message. And then that'll pop up at the end there, and they can also remove the message there. And then as for the responsiveness, did it mobile, and then at tablet, and then this is at the laptop section. And that was it.
Awesome. I think we're all gushing over the colors and the icons. Really clean design, really nice organization. Good work. All right, Marcelo, I believe you get to round us out.
Hey. All right, so many nice projects. Let's see. Is everyone able to see? Cool. So I kept it pretty simple. Time was a huge factor for me, unfortunately, but I did what I could. So I think the hardest part for me was the background because I felt like everything was getting lost after I added it. So I had to mess around with CSS a lot, which is kind of a headache, but I got it down. So I created this little flexbox section by separating the header here and put a shadow so it kind of pops out. Other than that, again, I kept it simple. I kind of mixed flexbox and grid just because I wanted to see what it would look like, both of them fused. My experience, I don't have much coding experience, so I just added my job history. the skills I added, the skills that I thought were the most important in my opinion so far, in my career, I guess. Projects, I kept it pretty basic. I have my GitHub that goes right to it. This will just take me to the debugging task I had. The connect section also just opens my local email, so it works. All right. And then got my GitHub. That takes me to this specific page. The bottom part, it's pretty basic. I run out of time to actually do the editing, but luckily for me, I got everything else to work. So, for example, it pops out down here. You can remove it. I got my header, and no, I couldn't get it to stick either, but I'm fine with that. As far as my banner up top, it's functional. Takes me to the experience. Takes me to my skills. Connect is here, so there's not much further I can go. I didn't want to make the portfolio too long, if that makes sense. As I was coding it and I, made it longer, I didn't like that look. So I wanted to kind of keep it all condensed, because I feel like I'm gonna add more things like certificates and everything. Once I add that to this portfolio, I will probably be able to, navigate lower and go from there. I believe my media queries did work pretty decently. We could probably improve on that, but that's what I have for right now. Overall, like I said, kept it basic, pretty functional. So I think it gets the job done. And, a lot of great ideas I saw today that I would probably add to this as I keep building it. But that's it.
Great work, Marcelo.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's one of the fun things about a night like tonight or a morning, depending on where you are, is getting the ideas from other people. Yeah, it really gets the creativity flowing. So good. And there's a lot to be said for keeping things short and tight on a portfolio page. Like you probably have heard that most recruiters will look at all of your materials for a grand total of 6 minutes on average. So if you can make your website digestible in 3 minutes and just give most important things and the highlights, that serves you well because it serves the recruiters well. So great work. I think that's everyone. I don't think Javier joined us, so that's the end. Give yourself a round of applause. Good job. Anyone have any questions for any presentations that have been made? Or Mary Alice, you want to say anything?
No, just great job, everybody. I think they were really great.
Okay, great. Awesome work, everyone. Congrats.
Okay, we are on. Okay, so is everyone able to see this?
Sure can.
Okay,
Yes.
awesome. So welcome to my website. It's all about me. You can see across the top here, here are my navigation links. It takes you to each different section. So that's fun. My about me, I just have a couple paragraphs. I just asked ChatGPT to write something about me because I hate writing stuff about myself. My experience here, obviously these are fillers, but as I get more experience, I can add those in, but I just wanted to have a few things there so I could work on structuring it properly. Moving down, I've got my skills here. Hopefully I will be adding more soon. You can see some are placeholders. My project section here, I do have the title with working links. I have the description and I have the date that it's created. All of these are added through Fetch API and these links do work. There's my repo. I have a connect section. I did that in lieu of doing the footer links. This is what my links look like when they are not clicked, and this is a clicked link. And this is my message section, and As you can see, if you don't have any input, the box is bordered in red, and then once it's accepted, then it's green. We can add a message here. And the message section shows up. Here's the message. And then when we click remove, it takes away the message section. And that's my website. Some of the things that I am wanting to add in the future, I saw that some of the feedback from the last one, a lot of people had a go to top button. I thought that would be kind of cool to figure out how to add that. I did work on trying to add an edit button to my messages. I was not successful. I tried a couple different ways, and I ended up putting that kind of on the back burner so I could focus on the things that were required versus the stretch goals. But I would like to go back and get that figured out at some point. I would like to get the social media links in the footer as well, and maybe put a picture of me at the top. Those are things I want to add in the future. Some of the biggest challenges I had, external challenges, is in the middle of this class, I kind of surprise moved halfway across the country. So trying to stay on top of things while doing that was a bit difficult. I also have a very hard time staying focused. I have ADHD and I get very distracted by all of the fun stuff, especially in the CSS section. I got very distracted trying to find out all the cool fun things I could do. So that took me, it took me a while to get through that section just because I was having a blast. The biggest coding challenges I had were obviously the edit button. One of the things that always drives me nuts is when you click on navigation links and it covers the top like that. So I learned about something called scroll padding. And so when I click this, it accounts for the header and doesn't cover the beginning of that section. Let's see. Another challenge I had as far as coding was getting the message section to re-hide once a message is removed. I was able to make it so that the message section wouldn't show up until a message was left. But then when you remove the message section stayed there. But I ended up adding another check within my remove button function. Things I'm most proud of. Mostly CSS stuff because I had so much fun doing that. With my links here, you can see these two have been clicked. I'm not sure if you're able to tell in detail, but it's underlined with a blue if the text is green. Then after the link is clicked, it's underlined with green because the text is blue. So fun little detail that I had fun adding. Another thing that I'm proud of is my CSS for the message form. Having the border if the input is invalid, that one was a bit of a challenge for me to quite figure out. I was having lots of problems with that for some reason, but I did get it figured out, and then it changes to a lovely green when it's accepted, so that was fun. And as far as my media queries, when you switch to a phone view, instead of having all the navigation things across the top, I just have a little menu, and it does work. And I changed the header so that it's no longer fixed, or no longer sticky, so it doesn't cover the screen, but all the same functionality. Another thing that I did when switching to a smaller screen is, I'm not sure, let me see if I can compare. I had a margin over here to make everything just look nicer and more balanced on bigger screens. But I had to take that away with the smaller screens because then everything was kind of squished over onto this side. Other than that, I think that covers everything. Yep, that's my whole list. Any questions?
So great job, Hannah. Thanks for
Yeah,
sharing.
great job. Awesome. All right. If you didn't get a chance, go in that Slack thread, leave Hannah some love on her portfolio. We are going to get that for every single person. Great job, Hannah. That looked awesome.
I forgot one thing. Can I add one more thing? Okay, so another thing I got distracted with, I found out as I was trying to do my mail to link for the email me, I realized that you can also pre-fill subject lines and actually the entire email. So since in theory this imaginary website is being accessible by recruiters, when you click email me, it actually let me see if I can share my screen here. Okay, so it actually pops up this whole email that's providing me with a job offer. It talks about my salary and all the cool benefits I'm going to get, and I made it very easy. All they have to do is put their company name here and they're good to go.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
I had a fun time doing that. It took way too
I was
long.
applying for jobs and getting jobs was that easy.
Right?
Click this button and you'll hire me. It's fine. That's fun. I like that.
Okay.
That's
That's
great.
it.
All right. Thank you. All right. And up next, we have Jane coming in hot. So Jane, whenever you are ready, take it away.
All right. Can everyone hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. Let me share my screen. Okay. This is my website. It's I like how it came out. All of my various navigation links work, and so do the various GitHub links. The message thing also works pretty well. You can make one and remove it, and I decided not to go with a footer, but maybe in a future revision I would decide to put the connect links in the footer instead of just having only the copyright stuff. And let me show off the responsiveness. This is, as it gets to more of a phone thing, I also ended up going with a vertical list for my nav bar over just vertical. It didn't come out ideal, but it does function. So in the future, I would probably fix that a little more. The biggest challenge I had was mainly with the CSS and like the design of the website, because I took a while to figure out some kind of idea, and still I'm not completely happy with it, but I did enjoy making all the JavaScript and stuff to make everything link together. And yeah, that's about all I have offhand. Any questions?
No, it looks great. Yeah, I'm
Thank
with
you.
Mary Alice. I love the dark theme, like dark backgrounds with the text. I'm
Yeah,
always a fan of dark backgrounds on everything.
I enjoyed
It
having
feels
all
very
the colors come through too. So, all right, that's everything I have. That's my presentation. Thank you all for listening.
Awesome. Thanks, Jane. Did you have a favorite part or a biggest challenge or anything that you wanted to share?
I found the biggest challenge to just be getting the CSS and the responsiveness to work properly. It was a few days of bashing my head against the wall.
Yeah. And it's so much trial and error with CSS, like tweak this, what did it do? Tweak this, what did it do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can relate to that. Awesome. Thanks for sharing. Okie dokie.
All right.
Our next
Thank you,
presenter.
Jane. Yeah.
Am I
Go
stealing?
for it, Mary Alice.
I'm sorry.
No, no. This is a team
I'm
effort.
so used to running these things from previous
No,
classes.
it's okay.
It's hard for me to
Go
like.
ahead. I'm putting up Katerina's glow thread here right now.
Perfect. All right. Katerina's going to be our next presenter. Natalia L. You'll be after Katerina, just as a heads up to prepare.
Okay. So one moment, please. Let me just share my screen. Okay. A lot of windows.
And if you have questions or anything, you can put them in the Zoom chat as well. If you just want to shout something out, if that's easier than using the Slack, just want to have as many opportunities to pump each other up as possible. Right now, it just looks like me and Mary Alice being super fans. So get in the threads and show each other some love while we're doing this.
Okay.
Yeah, and I went ahead and put the link in the chat for anybody. You can click that link and it should jump you to the Freyr discussion channel.
Thank you.
Give me 1 second. I'm trying just to find how to share the link. Okay, so let me just go to. It was my story.
Nope, you're fine. We're seeing your screen. Okay, so
Yeah. Okay, I'm here. Hello, everyone. Yes, my name is Katerina Mikhailiuk. So I'm so excited to share my journey to the web developing. And over here, just to represent my final project, portfolio website. So it starts from the header, make it fixed, which includes my logo name and some links to the sections. So I did include like section about, which goes to the section about me, right? Then the link for the experience section, which goes to some experience I had before. So I'm not for a long time. No, like I'm just with web developing for like less than 1 year, and I'm still learning. So that's gonna be like some experience where I've been before, like in travel and aviation mostly, but just little freelance, just my wish. And goes the section skills. It goes to some skills I have and I want to have in future too. And section project, which includes some links, which is works, which has some styling and some links to the GitHub. It goes, if I click, it goes to the GitHub and go back. If I did put some, I did use GitHub API, and I put some information with the name of the project, and I corrected little style, and I did some styling. If you're gonna click, it's gonna move a little bit, so it just looks fun. If you go to the section contact me, you can go through the links to my GitHub profile, to email section. I'm gonna go to the email, Telegram. This is social media, and it includes a form. Leave a message, some input for the name. You can put the name. Then input for the email, you can put any email and some message, for example. 1 second, I'm gonna change my language. So hello world. Yeah, and if I'm gonna go to the button submit, it shows the message section with my message, and I did include the button for the edit, so you can add the message, for example, to the I love JavaScript. So I'm gonna press OK, and it's gonna change the message, and I can easily remove it. Also at the bottom, I did include the name, the as per class, as per the lesson task. So it's included year and my name, and also I just put some links to the LinkedIn profile, to the Instagram, GitHub too. So you can just go to the Instagram, for example. It goes easily there. Yeah, and pretty much that's all. So if I'm gonna check the responsiveness, so we can do this using oh, 1 second, because it just over here some messages. So if I'm gonna go to check responsiveness, it looks like pretty well, I guess. I did include also the burger menu, and I just fixed. So if you're gonna click on the bottom, you're gonna go to the section about, and which I really like. So if you click on the link, it disappears right away. If I'm gonna go to the skills section, it works too. And even if I'm gonna click on the screen, it's gonna disappear too. So if I'm gonna make it bigger screen, the button disappeared too. So I really love it, because the big challenge for me it was the CSS. So I little, like, for me it's still like hard work, I would say, to make it work properly. And yeah, thanks to all mentors, thanks to all teammates for the help and for like answering the questions. And thank you, Code the Dream School. You are doing the great job. So that's pretty much everything. So if you have any questions, I'm here to answer.
Awesome. Thanks, Katerina. Looks great.
Yeah.
Yep. Anybody that has any questions about some of the cool features that she put into her site, feel free to use the Freyr discussion to be able to ask, hey, how'd you do that? Or where'd you get that at? All right. Our next presenter tonight is going to be Natalia L. So whenever you are set, Natalia L, I can help end screen share for you if you need me to, Katerina. Sometimes the little like share thing gets hidden.
Sorry, do you need to close it somehow, right?
I think I can do it on my end.
Okay, I really appreciate it.
Not working. Let's see here. Well, I thought I could. Hold on. Oh, here we go. I did the wrong thing. I was doing stop video, not stop sharing. It's been a long week, guys. Okay. All right. Thanks, Katerina. I'm sorry. You can turn the video back on if you'd like to. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Sorry, I don't know where I am.
Okie dokie. All right.
Okay. I'm
Natalia
here
L.
back.
Perfect. Whenever you're set, Natalia L, feel free to screen share.
Yes, I'm ready. Hi, everyone. So yes, hi again. My name is Natalia, and I'm very excited to present you tonight my portfolio. It's currently late night or early morning in Europe. I'm pretty tired, but I'll do my best to stay awake. So here we go. I've added a page preloader to ensure that all scripts, images, API have enough time to load. So maybe I'll show it one more time. It looks like this. And voila, welcome to my title page. So what do we have here? It includes header with a logo and navigation links, fixed social icons on the left side, an icon in the middle of the page representing me, and also H1 heading with my name. Header is fixed and changes the background color on the scroll after reaching a certain height. So let me show you. Right now there is like no color, it's invisible background color, and now it turns to gray. So it actually looks like this. So my navigation links, they all have this very fine hover effect. And by clicking on each of them, they'll take us to some certain part of the page. So the next section is about me section. This section is very simple, just some basic information about me, my motivation, my goals, why I want to become a full stack developer. My skills section. This section currently looks like this, but I hope the list of my skills will expand in the future. And the next one is coming is React. And then project section. Project section is actually my favorite one because I do enjoy practicing JavaScript in my spare time and I love create fun projects. So here are some of them from my GitHub account. Of course, all projects I added using a GitHub API. So sorting out this project from all my repositories was a bit challenging for me, I have to admit it, but I'm happy with the final result. So I guess here's like 8 projects in general. I've also included images from the README files of each project repository. So far, it was the most challenging part for me, but I'm glad I was able to handle it on my own. So for example, we can open some project. I don't know, maybe sushi restaurant. And it looks like this. This is my GitHub repository, README file, the image I was talking about. Oh, another one. So everything works. And actually my last section is contact me section. Here I have a contact me button with hover effect. You can click it and contact form appears. So I'll show you how it works. And voila, section messages is there. I have two buttons, edit and remove. So edit button is actually prompt function. And it changes the message. So we can do another one. And it looks like this. So here on the right side and the bottom, I also have scroll to top button. I do really appreciate this kind of button because they're very user-friendly. Every website, especially if the website is pretty long. So I guess that's all for now. And now I'll show you that my website is also very responsive. So here we go. No horizontal scroll. I also have hamburger button. And this is how I look in mobile version. So yes, I guess it's all from my side. Thank you very much for watching me. Any questions, recommendations, please feel free to talk to me.
Awesome. Thanks so much for sharing, Natalia. I am real curious, just real quick, for your landing page, for the art of the silhouette on top of that black and white. Is the whole thing just one image that you're using, or do you have like a black background?
It's one image.
Very cool. Awesome.
It was very challenging to put it like you see it now. So it was not so easy how it looked maybe.
Very cool. Job well done. Thanks for sharing.
It looks very high end with all the empty space and like the nice touches on everything.
Yes, I really appreciate this empty space because sometimes the websites are really overloaded. So you don't see information actually. What do you want to see? What do you need to see? What do you need to find? So yes, thank you. Thank you for noticing that.
Yeah, very nice. All right, if you didn't get a chance to put some compliments, some glows in the thread, go ahead and get it done. We're gonna keep on moving. Arena is up next, and then we're gonna go with Kendrick on deck after that.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, okay. My name is Irina, and first of all, I want to thank Code the Dream School for opportunity to take intro course and take one more challenge in my life. If you don't mind, I'll use some notes for my speech. And of course, I want to thank my mentor, Darga, and classmates for help and support. So may I share the screen? Okay. Okay. Can you see it? Yes. Yep. Okay, so since our class falls during to the spring-summer season, I was feeling quite playful and decided to bring some colors into my website. Let's start from the header. It leads to all main sections. about me and skills. Here, I had a bit of fun experimenting with CSS. As to the part contact information, you will find it in the footer. And in the footer, you will find ways to get in touch with me, including my email and GitHub profile. Here it is. And in the next section, we're testing the feedback form. Now let's see if the feedback form is functioning. I'll input some data. And then validate the form. Next, we are managing messages. Here, this messages section. I'll make some edits to the message. Save it. And then delete it. And let's return to the top and check if the website is responsive. Seems everything works properly. And lastly, I'd like to discuss the main challenge I encountered during this project. It's a project section. Specifically, it involved parsing images from the GitHub API. I had a bit hard time with this, but I love the results. And that's all for now. Thank you for your attention.
Awesome. Great job, Irina. Thanks for sharing.
Very nice.
Okay, how can I close?
Oh, I can help with that. Hold on. Oh, good. You got it. I was going to say, I'd probably turn off your video if I tried it again.
Can I ask how you were, because I saw someone else also pulled in images from their READMEs. What does that look like? I had never seen that before.
Excuse me, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, the images that you were pulling in from GitHub, how did you do that? Is that included with the API call, that information?
Well, I had some projects on my own before, and I had some covers images in README file, and then after getting answer from the API from the site, I'm sorry, English is not my native. So after I have the answer, I just use some methods to get text into README file. Actually, it calls text. So, and search for the image path inside the file, inside the text, and that is all. And I use this path.
I never thought of like using the API call to get text and then use that text to use an image. That's like 3 steps down the API call. I really like that. Whoever else, I don't remember who else did that, but that's very cool. Very like high level thinking with the API call. Very cool.
You had me fooled.
I think that was Natalia who had that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking there was some way that you were able to like do like a feature image with a repository and you were able to just pull an image file directly from like that huge data set that's first level. That's really cool to drill through. Awesome.
Thanks to Treehouse.
Very cool.
Good old Treehouse. They teach you some fun things on there. All right. Our next presenter tonight is going to be Kendrick. After Kendrick's going to be Stephanie. Kendrick, whenever you're set, feel free to share.
Hello, everyone. Is my mic coming through okay?
Yeah, we can hear you just fine.
All right, cool. Let's get this going. All right, so this is my site. Wanted to get a little experimental with it. Up at the top is my nav menu with I wanted to do something like a landing page. So that's kind of what I got going on here, playing around with some CSS animation. As far as the nav menu itself goes, all functional. I've got a top to page button as well with the smooth scroll effect going. As far as that goes, the background was a little loud, so I wanted to go with a bit more of a tile-based layout, I guess, with the box shadows on each section. And then the links themselves, click, they all work. I don't think I can close that again. They all have target breaks on them, so it opens up in a new tab. As far as the leave message section goes, that all works as well. Remove button does also. And then on the bottom with my footer, I've got my GitHub and email linked there on the bottom. And as far as the responsiveness is concerned, going down to mobile, I do move the nav menu over into a hamburger menu with the little slide out animation effect as well. And once a link is clicked, it does close the menu. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Should do it.
Awesome. Did you have a favorite part or a biggest challenge or anything, Kendrick?
Favorite part was definitely working with the CSS. Watching a lot of videos, it was kind of insane seeing everything you could do with it, just barely touching the surface. Hardest part for me was I wanted to figure out how to do what a couple of the other presenters were doing with their project section. I just could not get it down. But that's pretty much where I stand at the moment.
That's great. Hey, you got to save something for version 2, right?
Right.
That's wonderful. Thanks so much for sharing.
Great. Thank you.
I'm curious, for your icons on the footer, were you using image files as the icons, or did you use like an icon library for those?
I should have used an icon library, but I did use images.
That's perfect. Yeah, I know it can be done both ways, and both ways have their pros and cons. So I always am just curious whenever I see people using icons, which way they went. Cool.
I gotcha. Cool.
Very cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
So leave some love for Kendrick. We're going to go on to Stephanie. Stephanie, when you're ready. And then we've got Natalia up after Stephanie.
Hey. Let me start sharing my screen. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we sure can.
Okay, cool. All right. All right. You guys able to see that?
We can.
Awesome.
We're seeing your code, right? Okay, yeah.
All right.
Sometimes people will pull up and they'll be sharing the opposite window of what they intend to do. So I just wanted to make sure.
All right. So this is my page. It's a bit more colorful than what we've seen so far, I guess. I wanted the website to be very me, and this is me. As for responsiveness, I was able to get most of the stuff to work. There are things in here that do not work the way I want them to work, but I am working on making them work, I guess. So I was able to make my nav bar work. If you can see, about section, experience section, skills, projects, connect, and then leave a message. They're all responsive, which I had a little bit of trouble. Well, no, I didn't have a lot of trouble doing that. I had a lot of trouble doing skills, projects, and then leave a message as well. But as you can see here, there's a little bit of information about me. It kind of tells you that this is my very first coding class, so I'm pretty proud of what I did, being my first time. I feel good about it. Throughout this whole project, I learned that I really love CSS and I really hate JavaScript, which is something that we were talking about yesterday. I feel like I definitely need to improve in JavaScript, and I feel like I'm gonna have a really good time learning CSS because I like it, and pretty much. My skills, pretty basic. What I learned here, what I already had, Lightroom, Microsoft. My projects, that one opens to GitHub. That one opens to section 5 where we did debugging. And then my connect, prompts to open my email, to send an email to myself. Then my LinkedIn. Okay, that works. And then again, GitHub. They all work nicely. Now, we get down to leave a message, and this is where I encountered most of my issues. I spent many hours doing this, but I don't know what happened to my code, that it just simply, I couldn't get it to work. I tried really hard, and I did get some help from my classmate Natalia. I just think it's something inside my code that is just blocking something, but I do go ahead and send the message, and it doesn't post, but it shows up here for some reason. So I'm gonna work on fixing that. I was able to put my name and the copyright down here. But yeah, pretty much. I don't know if you guys have any questions for me.
You didn't fail at doing the message part. You just came up with a creative way to change the URL.
Exactly. There you go. It's not a bug, it's a feature.
No, it's definitely a bug, but I'll get rid of it soon enough. But yeah, any more questions? Oh, wait. I do need to show the responsiveness of the page before I go, obviously. So this is my code. I mean, this is my website. Opens, closes. This is what happens when I go all the way to like one line. I did have I had a good time making what is this called? Grid. It's not a grid. It's a flex box, right? Something like that. I had some trouble making this responsive, but I was able to finally figure that out. And I also had trouble making this responsive. It would just kind of like overlap to the side, and it would just it wouldn't move with the header when I was closing the page. But yeah, I was finally able to figure that out in time to present. Yeah, that's pretty much. I'm not missing anything, right?
I think you covered it all. Good job.
Okay, cool.
I like all those
Great
little
job.
stickers at the top. Did you illustrate those yourself, or those are just some of your favorite stickers?
No, I didn't. I just I just wanted to make it look cute and kind of relevant to what's down here.
Love it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
Mission accomplished, making it look cute. It is adorable.
Thank you.
All right, great job. Leave your love for Stephanie there. And then we're gonna go with Natalia up next. Oh, she's ready to go. She said, I'm going. All right, yeah, take it away. Christian, you're on deck, and let's see Natalia.
Do you hear me? Yeah.
Can hear you.
Hi, all. Thank you so much, Code Dream Team, for this course and opportunity to learn. So I'm sharing my screen, and as you can see, it's my web page. Double the page content, navigation link to the section, and all of them work. I'm done with this. It's about section. It's short, but it's absolutely true and all about me. Short section about my experience, skills. So project section, it's content list of GitHub project, and as you can see, that content links to my GitHub. My with message section. Oh my God, I try to organize it. I as Mary Alice noticed on Wednesday that some students, I don't know, have a trouble with DOM. Some students with CSS. Oh my God, I'm have trouble with CSS, especially in this leaf message section, because I try to update it, I try to, I don't know, make perfect, and once I just edited some, I don't know, maybe a couple row, and all my leaf messages was exploded literally. Yeah. So, and I implement remove button, but I'm not implemented edit button yet. So my footer contain my name and links to LinkedIn and GitHub. So what else? What I forgot? Not. My web page responsive to some. Yeah. I'm not implemented yet. Burgers section or burger section, whatever. Burger menu, because it's, I don't know. I will do in the future. And I think that's it. And the biggest challenge, except CSS, of course, it was be on track and be on time. And thank you, big thank you, Jeff. I know that he's not here, but for all his gently, I would say, poke and check if I'm alive or not. Okay, so that's it. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks, Natalia. Yep. Sometimes it helps to have a buddy that keeps you accountable. But yes,
Yeah.
time management and staying on track is such a
Yeah.
challenge.
And thank you, Stephanie, for emotional support, I would say.
Oh, that's wonderful. I love it. I love students supporting students. That's so wonderful.
And I'm done. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you. All right, Christian is up, and let's see it.
Great. Can you guys hear me?
Sure can.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So I'm not trying my camera on because I'm not sure how well my internet's gonna work right now. And I'd rather just have this go as smoothly as possible, so I can only do it one time, not multiple times. But yeah, this is my website. I guess the first thing I can start off with is pretty much my landing page up here. Up here, I added an iframe from Spotify. For those of you who watch One Piece, I added like a piano in the background for one of their songs. And I have my users pretty much play it while they go through my website. And it's super simple to do. You just pretty much go to the song that you want to add and click on embed the link to it, and then just copy the code and paste it on your HTML. So yeah, that's simple. And yeah, this is my landing page. I added hover text on my CSS for my buttons up here, so that way the users know that they're clickable. Here it takes you straight to my about section, which here it goes. And then here's my experience section. And then as you scroll down, here's my skills section. And then my project section, which takes you to my repositories on my GitHub. As you can see, Freyr intro right there. And then amongst other repositories. And this is my connect section, which I took a bit of inspiration from a presenter from yesterday. I'm sorry if I butchered the name, but it was Asia, I think, or Asia or something like that. And I took inspiration from her for what she did with her profile picture, or with the picture that she had on her landing page, just moving it up like 50 pixels. And I thought it was super cool. So I wanted to do that for my connect sections. And that's what I did. Each one of these takes you, or this one takes you to my email, to my LinkedIn, and to my GitHub. And down here is my leave message section, which you can input a message. there. And then I guess we can just go with the hello world. And then you click submit, and message displays right down there, and then it says my copyright logo. I could have added like a regular Lexi for the copyright logo, but I decided to go with an emoji because I'm gonna change it a bit later. Once I'm done with this project, I'm planning to do like an ocean theme kind of website, and I'm planning to add like a screaming emoji here with like a shark like swimming towards it, and I think that would be so cool to do. But down here I have my arrow that takes me back to the top, and once the user hovers it, it turns like into a lighter gray, and then once it's clicked, it turns into a darker color and takes you back to the top. And yeah, that's pretty much it for my website. I do want to say that the thing I struggled with was working with the terminal and with VS Code. As you can see right now, actually you're gonna see right now, for my at least for my media queries for my tablet, it looks perfectly fine. But when you go down here, I made like a pool to my VS Code, and it, instead of what I had at my final push, it pretty much brought it back to the one I had previous. So my messages is like a bit out of place, and it would be the same thing for mobile devices right here once I bring this to 50. As you can see, it should be up here. Yeah, so you can see the buttons are coming out. I guess what I can do for this is just go to my CSS and make these lists, make list style, just make it into a none. So that way the bullet points won't show. And for up here, I believe because I added my my project section, I forgot to add that until last night. I added it, so it pretty much dragged it to the left. So I guess what I would have to do here is decrease the font so it can all fit together. But that's pretty much it for my website. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Christian. So you used
Yeah.
the API from Spotify to be able to implement that music feature?
Yeah. So no, you don't need an API. It's super simple. I mean, I can show you real quick. That's how simple it is. So you just open the song link on Spotify, any song that you want. Click right here, and then just go to share, embed track, and then just show your code, and then copy and paste it onto your HTML. And here you can edit like what kind of size you want for it. And
Oh, very cool.
Yep. That's a thank you to my mentor Abby, who taught me how to do that, and also thank you to Darga, who was another mentor who helped me pretty much from beginning to end. They were both very supportive, and also thank you to Code the Dream. I definitely I've learned much more than what I've learned so far in college. So I definitely thank Code the Dream for that, and I'm looking forward to continuing on to the advanced course if I pass. But yep, that's pretty much it.
That's great. Thanks, Christian. Yeah, you had me fooled because I know Spotify has an API that you can use. So I was like, wow, he already did that. Cool.
Yeah, I thought too. I was like, you know what? No, I'm just gonna stick to the iframe.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Our next presenter tonight is going to be Javier. Javier, whenever you're set, feel free to share. And then our last live presenter is going to be Mahmoud, and then we'll share some videos, some recordings that students had to send in because they weren't able to attend either night.
Okay. Hey, everyone. Can you guys see my screen?
I sure can.
Okay, perfect. So this is my homepage. As you can see here, I have the about, the experience, my skills. It pulls the projects as well, links to my GitHub and LinkedIn, and you can leave a message here. And I'll just demonstrate how that works. Okay. Yes. And then as you can see, you can get it removed as well. Headers down there. And then I'll show the responsiveness for it. So when you go down, you can see this becomes a list. And I'm also working on my nav bar, but I really like some of the ideas that some of the other students showed, so I might implement something like that later on. And for the most part, I had a lot of fun creating the website. I really got really excited to see that everyone's really creative with the art that they created on their website, but I wanted to keep it more simple For mine, I think the biggest challenge I had would probably be CSS, and then just trying to understand visually what I'm doing, understanding like margins, padding, and spacing like that. I did enjoy JavaScript a lot. That was my favorite part of the section. Uh, it was a little nerve-wracking because I programmed before in Java, and you have to be very literal with that. So the fact that you could just create a variable without assigning a value to it, or like an integer or string, that drove me crazy. And then another challenge I had was just setting up a schedule to study, because it's been a while since I've taken a course. So, taking time to make sure I did that was challenging at the beginning. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Thanks, Javier. Thanks for sharing your project. Anybody have any other questions or anything that they wanted to share? All right, our last live presenter tonight will be Mahmoud Omri. So whenever you are set, feel free to take it away.
Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good day or night. I am a bit behind, but just wanted to share my progress so far. Still need to finish up the navigation bar and add a project and clean up a few things, but so this is what I have so far, about experience, skills, connect. I do want to move my connect section to the footer with some icons like everybody else has been doing. It's been very nice seeing everybody's presentations and getting some inspiration there. But yeah, I did do just a little thing where if you hover over some stuff, it just kind of puts your opacity different just to make it look a little interesting. But and then for the leave a message, so yeah, works like that. And then I did have an edit button, and it edits it there, and a remove button to remove it. But oh yeah, and the response, do want to make some changes here, but so far it looks pretty decent. But yeah, definitely need to work on some more things, and definitely some stuff missing, but yeah, just wanted to share the foundation of the website so far. And wanted to say thanks to everybody. I did agree with some other people in there saying I did learn a lot more in Code the Dream than I ever did in college. So I'm really grateful and blessed to be part of the program and for everybody's hard work and helping us all out. But yeah, thanks.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing, Mahmoud. You're really, really close.
Yeah, getting there.
I know it's always an uphill battle getting things in. Good job. Did anybody have any questions or words of encouragement and support as Mahmoud wraps things up? You got this, man. You got this.
Thank you.
All right. I think that covers all of our live presenters. So I guess now it's my turn to screen share. So that way you can see some of our recordings that were sent in by folks who weren't able to attend. Let me get myself lined up as far as who is going first. All right. Share screen. Here we go. Oh, and share sound so that way you can hear it. Okay, hopefully everybody can see this. Our first recording is going to be from Kevin Ramos. Let me go ahead and expand and play.
Hi everyone, my name is Kevin Ramos and I will be presenting my final project for Code the Dream. Here I have my website and at the very top I have my navigation bar. So if you click on any of the section names, it should take you to that section. For most of the structure, I use Flexbox to determine if I want elements to be structured in a column or row. So here in my experience section, I chose flex direction column, and so the elements are stacked on top of each other. For my scale section, I used flex direction row, so the elements are next to each other. Here at the bottom, I have my project section. So if you click on any of the projects, it takes you directly to the repositories. I also have a connect section, so you can click on email to send me an email, GitHub to open my GitHub page, and also LinkedIn. I also have a leave a message section, so you can type in your name, your email, and a message. And then you click submit, and it opens up the message board. So it only shows up if the list of messages is not empty. And you can also click remove to remove the message, and then the message board disappears. And I used CSS to control that. And here at the bottom, I have my footer. And you can also resize the page. And the elements change size and wrap around so that they don't hide behind. And that's my website. One of my struggles when I was making the website was determining like what design to follow, which colors work, how to structure all the elements. And I also struggled with the DOM manipulation and trying to change HTML elements using JavaScript. But with practice, I think I improved, and that allowed me to use that on my website. And that's my project. Thanks for watching.
All right. Let me move on to our next one, which is actually a recording. Hold on, where did I put her at? Oh, QuickTime, here we go. So this one is from Krista Zaludik. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that last name correct. So here is Krista's presentation.
Hi, this is Krista Zaludak. It's been a pleasure to be with all of you in the Code the Dream Intro to Programming Freyr class. I appreciate the opportunity to have worked through this front-end curriculum, as well as to have been able to explore a bit about APIs in this project. So with this project, I did wish to demonstrate my first portfolio here. And then to step you through some of the code as well as talk about the experience. So with this, it is my portfolio. I don't normally have a lot that I've put yet onto GitHub, and I'm excited to learn more. So it's a bit about me, a little bit about my resume. In the future, I would flesh this out a bit more, but I just wanted to see what it would be like utilizing the responsive web design. Popped in some skill sets. These are links to different GitHub repos. One of the challenges that I had to navigate through this is that I've created some different repos that are empty through Postman for some other testing, and I didn't want to show those off, so had to find a way utilizing the endpoint to and the GitHub API to filter those out. So that was pretty exciting to have accomplished that. I did want to link over to LinkedIn, and then I do have the leave a message and the submit. So I'm going to demonstrate functionality for you. We have a jump link down to the about section. Experience, I move down there. Connect down to the LinkedIn section to show you the LinkedIn resume. I do click connect over to LinkedIn, and that's me. That's really what I look like, and it's a pleasure. Feel free to connect with me here on LinkedIn. I look forward to speaking with you there at some point. To demonstrate that these are the repos, here we are into Freyr. And that's me again. Feel free to friend me on GitHub. That'd be really awesome. Let's see, to demonstrate the functionality of leaving a message. So that would be like a first and a last name. That would be like an email. And here's a message. And I'm going to submit that. Really proud of how that button turned out. And when we submit, what happens here is the form values all disappear. So it's blank and ready for more. Here we show a name and what the message is. I don't have the email show up for that person's privacy. I'd like to show you something fun on this, that we can submit several different messages. So on there, we can, again, have several different messages. And the challenge that I faced was about how to not have, when you hit a remove all the messages, but just one at a time. So I was able to navigate that to demonstrate. So that's one. And then I can remove them all one by one if need be. So the practical application on this made me really think about working with some different LMS systems. So I'm excited to develop more in that way, and to hopefully explore a backend class. I know I'm getting short on time, but to demonstrate the code, here I am. It was built utilizing CSS, HTML, and then JavaScript here with different query selectors. And then I use the Fetch API on that. Also, I did wish to show you that the site is responsive. So on here, I can certainly resize this window for you all. And you can see that things shrink up here and kind of move around. So, if you were going to be looking at that on your phone, you could do that too. So I appreciate you listening. Thanks for this opportunity. And I sure hope that I will be with some of my many awesome teammates here in the next cohort. Thank you again for this opportunity.
All right. That was Krista's presentation. So then our next presentation that we're going to see is, oh, wait a minute, hold on. I have a broken link. Wait, let's see. I think maybe, here we go. Tatiana's going to be next. So let me go ahead and get Tatiana's playing. And then I'll see what was going on with John's link in just a second here. All right.
Hi, my name is Tatiana, and I am presenting my portfolio website. My website contains a header navigation menu with links to each section of the page, About Me experience, skills, projects, connect messages. If I click on each link, it navigates me to each section of the page. And I can click back to top button to go back to navigation menu. In About Me section, I added 2 paragraphs about me. In the second paragraph, I have an ordered list of my soft skills that describes me a bit. In experience section, items displayed as a block, plus an ordered list of my experience in each company that I worked and currently working. Skills section has my technical skills in an ordered list. In the project section, I have 2 links to my projects that I have stored in my GitHub account. Connect section has leaving message form. a message will be stored in the messages section. And if I want to remove it, I will click remove button. I also placed the GitHub image in the connect section where I store my GitHub link to connect. Also, my web page layout adjusts responsibly for smaller screens. Okay, I think that's all I wanted to present today. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my presentation.
All right. So then let me just check to see what is going on with John's link. Oh, private video. Okay. Matt, did you happen to have a hard copy that he sent to you?
I just messaged him right now to see if he can make that available for us. He said he just changed it.
Hello. So
Here we go.
I did
Perfect.
my thing a little bit differently. If you noticed, I have multiple pages for my thing. So I have, when I click on this button, it goes to these tabs here, which obviously if I go to home and come back to home, this is the home page. I have my GitHub stuff. That's gonna be on all the pages. So then I go to about me, and then here's all my skills. As you can see, I have a decent amount. I put my experience level for these and stuff like that. And I have like a saddle for them and stuff like that. It's kind of cool. And I have my button over here on the other side, which is very nice. And yeah, so now I want to go to about me. Oh, no, that's already there. Projects. So this is the one I'm most proud of because I have games, right? So this is games. So here, my project is GitHub. You know, my fetching thing is right here. It's pretty nice. It's dynamic and it actually scrolls down, which is really nice. It really was a pain in the ass, but I was able to do it. And then I have games. So Roblox here. Okay, these are my actual projects. I did a little blurring thing because it was actually, I just found it more satisfying. This is my favorite just because of the blurring thing, honestly. I was able to do the display flex with this a lot, and it was same thing with this. But now when I click on this, it actually goes to my Roblox thing, which is really nice. Every one of these have that. Obviously, this is the only project that I've ever done. So in my website, we don't have anything such as NA, but each one have a link, you know, like a fake link. Programs. This one I just wanted to show that it's, you know, it goes all the way down. But it's basically the same thing. I have my GitHub here, and I tried making it bigger here. And then on my contact, we have obviously where you would leave a contact for me. So we would have my stuff here. So as you can see, I put Manilo, and I put the same thing here. Same stuff. This, for example, and then I put this, and then it's just kind of low and stuff like that. I can remove it, and it's really nice. And then I think that's it from what I can tell. This project took me a lot longer than I thought it would. It's really nice. I really enjoyed what I've learned throughout this whole course. Yeah. So, yeah.
All right.
And then I switched.
And then you all have to watch an ad. No, just kidding. Okay. Thanks everybody for joining tonight. It was so great to see everybody's presentations. I love how you all did a portfolio site, but your own individual take was on each and every one. It was so nice to get to see your personalities and your spunkiness and your can-do attitudes and just all of your creativity come through in your sites. It was wonderful. Anything else to add, Matt?
No, congratulations again. That's super, super cool. Just happy to see everyone's work that they've put in on everything. I know that no one just did this like, you know, oh, I'll do a little bit of work here. Like every single person put in a lot of work on it, and it definitely shows. So those were really cool to see. As you know, I'm not in the mentor session, so I don't get to see them coming along, which makes me a little sad, but it is really cool to just see finished products that are like ready to be posted and share your portfolios with the world. So very, very cool, and congratulations, everyone.
Congrats, everybody. Thanks so much for presenting. If you have any questions in the meantime or anything, or you need to reach out about questions about next steps, just give me a shout on Slack. And congrats. Thanks, everyone. Have a great weekend. Go celebrate yourselves and do something to do that's nice and relaxing. Thanks, everyone.